What's up guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm gonna be explaining to you what you need in order to do a Mark II VR6 swap and what I'm using on my car. So my car came CE2, seeing it's a 91 Jetta. So starting as of 91 they started doing CE2. So CE2 is the same wiring system as the Mark III VR6. So you need, in order to do the swap, you're gonna need wiring harness, complete wiring harness from fuse box to the engine. You're gonna need the engine itself. You're gonna need subframe and crossmember. You're also gonna need a transmission, because if you still have the stock 1.8 engine inside, transmissions don't fit. So you're gonna have to get yourself either a O2A or an O2J transmission. Also, stock axles might not fit. I ran into this problem. The transmission that I had, the flanges were 108 millimeters and my axles are 100 millimeters. So there's a big difference. So I couldn't install my axles into the flange of the transmission. So I had to find the flanges at a local scrapyard, which I did, and I replaced them. What else are you going to need? People use Mark III VR6 gas tanks. I didn't use one, seeing that when I had my previous engine, I replaced the fuel pump inside and I put a high pressure fuel pump. So I get good fuel pressure coming all the way to the injectors. You're also going to need the downpipe, the manifold, the downpipe going to an exhaust. My setup right now is manifold, downpipe, which is original, and from downpipe all the way back it's straight with a Flowmaster box that I'm going to be getting rid of, and I'm going to be installing my magnaflow exhaust on it. And I already have it. I just need to find the time and the time to do it, to put it on, install it. And I'm also going to be making a video of that. You're going to need a radiator. People use the stock 1.8 radiator. I did 2 for a while, but it wasn't doing the job. So I got myself a Corrado VR6 radiator. You could use the original fans, but I don't suggest it, seeing that these engines heat up really fast. So you're gonna have to get yourself an upgraded fan system, or you're gonna have to get yourself Mark III VR6 fan kit or a Corrado VR6 fan kit to fit it. Right now, as you can see, I'm missing my front end. It's because I actually had that problem. My fans blew up recently, so I bought myself an aluminum shroud with spal 10-inch fans. So I'm gonna be installing that in the next video. I'm gonna be putting it on. You're gonna need your supports. You're gonna need your VR6 supports, transmission supports. You want to make sure when you're doing a swap, if your engine is already out, make sure you redo your timing, you change your valve covers, you change all the gaskets that you could possibly do, so you don't have to pull out the engine again. But I have a little issue with my engine. It's leaking minorly from the oil pan. The oil pan wasn't a brand new oil pan, so I didn't know the exact condition of it. So I'm gonna be either replacing the gasket, trying to see again how it goes, or I'm just gonna order myself a brand new oil pan with a gasket. Thermostat housing, everything is from Mark III. I'm using Corrado VR6, coolant hoses. What else do you need? You're gonna need for hydraulic clutch system. If you are planning on staying with a hydraulic clutch system, you're gonna have to drill a hole in your firewall to pass your clutch slave and your clutch master cylinder, or else you won't be able to use that system. Now, mine is right behind my coolant reservoir. I had to make a hole in order to fit my clutch master cylinder for my pedal box. So that's brand new. Everything is from Exidi. Clutch kit with the flywheel is from Exidi. I got an Exidi Pro kit. Clutch master cylinder and clutch slave is from Exidi as well. Another thing, you're gonna have to find a way to feed your brake fluid to your clutch slave. So you could find yourself a Mark IV VR6 or any Mark IV or even Mark III that uses the hydraulic clutch system. You could actually switch out the brake reservoir and put that one there in, because there's a little nipple on the side that is for the hydraulic clutch system. Also, timing is very important. I highly suggest you redo your timing with a brand new timing kit before you put in the engine, because you do not want to take out the engine again just to do a timing chain kit. So I highly suggest when the engine is out, you take the time it takes to make sure everything is done and ready to go in. Any tips I could give is for your timing chain. There's a video on YouTube by Humble Mechanic that shows you step by step how to do a timing chain kit job on a VR6, and he actually does it on the same VR6. It's a 12 valve AAA VR6, so that helped out a lot too. Other tips, there's a forum online from Mark II VR6. It's read this before you swap in your engine. So they give you a lot of information, and also they tell you which connectors you're gonna have to splice into, which connectors you're gonna have to bypass in order to do the swap to get the engine to run. Wiring diagrams is one of the hardest things to find online for a Mark III or Mark II or whatever it is. If you're looking for a wiring diagram, it's very hard to find. So I'm going to be posting at the end of some videos some wiring diagrams of the ones that I used in order to do the swap. If anyone needs wiring diagrams for their swap and they really can't find any, write to me in the comments below that which diagram you need, and I'll be able to supply it for you guys. What else would you guys need? Throttle body, MAF airflow sensor, coolant temp sensors, all the sensors that that you see that should be replaced. You should replace them, because I actually didn't replace them and I ran into a lot of headaches. So I went and I replaced all of them. I got myself a brand new MAF sensor. I got myself a brand new intake temperature sensor, all my coolant temp sensors, camshaft sensor, also my coil pack. My coil pack is from a Mark IV with a Mark III ignition coil system inside. I actually bought the ignition coil system off of a guy on eBay, because I went through maybe, no joke, 3 coil packs, and I literally had no idea what was going on anymore, and they were all defective. So this guy sells just ignition coil system that you need in order to get the car started, and he was selling it for, if I'm not mistaken, $20. So I bought it and I put it in, I fixed it, car starts right away, no problems. But yeah, that's about it. Total time it took to swap in this engine in this car it took me about 3 months of working on it, maybe 4 hours a week, seeing that I have a full-time job. So I would work on it basically on the weekends or at night whenever I have time. But that was the hardest thing I've ever done, because I never took on a task like this before. It was my first engine rebuild. It was my first engine swap. It was my first project that I ever took on and actually succeeded. Well, somewhat, seeing I still have some repairs to do, but it was an accomplishment for me that I still feel to this day. I feel very proud, and I'm happy, and it gave me so much more confidence on working on cars. If you guys have any more questions or want to know anything in particular, need help, need tips, don't hesitate to comment. I'll help you guys as much as I can. I'll take the time of day, and I'll do as much as I can for you guys. Like I said, for the wiring diagrams, I'll supply as much as I can. I hope you guys start doing your swaps and enjoy it. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll get back to you guys shortly.